So today's video is about postpartum depression. Postpartum depression is what most new moms get after delivery, or you get it before delivery, but mostly after delivery, because after delivery you think about like, oh, am I good enough to take care of the baby? Am I good enough for this? Can I handle it? Am I gonna be a good mom? You know, and you will have some guilt. You feel so emotional, sad, and all this. It could go on for a long time until your baby turns 1 or something. You also feel sadness, and you'll be scared. And then I wrote down a few things. You feel afraid or worried a lot. You worry a lot, like you literally check on your child a lot. Or when your child sleep, you can't sleep. That's what used to happen to me sometimes when my baby used to sleep when she was younger. And I couldn't. Now, when she sleep, I can't. And this started off after I gave birth. After I gave birth, I was happy, very, very happy. I connect with my baby. Breastfeeding was kind of hard, but you know, you're gonna get through it. Went back home to my mom's house, and while I was there, you know, I was getting some help and all that, but to me, I felt like I wasn't getting enough help. Also, I had to remember it's my child, not my mom's child. So it was my responsibility to make sure my baby's clean, my baby's good, all that, you know. And as a new mom, I know how to take care of kids, so I'm like, I got this. But there was some point that I really felt down, that I didn't know how to handle. Like I would have sometimes when my baby would cry, like at night, like 3 something in the morning. She used to do that so much. And I would literally feel like, what am I doing wrong that's making her cry? But it's just her crying. And it would have me feel like guilt, all type of emotions that I never thought I would feel. And there's some days that are good days, and then there's bad days. Then bad days be like me crying nonstop before I go to sleep, me crying myself to sleep, me not wanting to eat, me wanting to eat but just because I want, or just keep eating. It's just a lot of stuff that come with it. I didn't accept the fact that I have this, because I'm like, no, it can't happen to me. Like, nah, I'm good. But I have come to accept it. And I'm finding ways to deal with it by myself. We don't really talk about this in the South Sudanese community. I know I say this a lot, but we don't talk about postpartum depression in the South Sudanese community. There's some of youth that will keep it to themselves, and then at the end, that's when people be like, what's wrong with you? You're going crazy, all this stuff. But that's why. And I'm not one, I don't want nobody to like say I'm crazy, I'm going crazy, I'm losing it. No, I already feel like I'm losing it sometimes, so I have that guilt. Or have a feeling like, damn, I'm losing it, I need to calm down. But it's not me, it's just my emotions. My emotions and my hormones are like high up since pregnancy. And I will have days that I want to be left alone. I don't want to talk. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to like be around anyone. I got to, because the more I do that, and also this social distancing and quarantine thing is not helping. It's making it worse for me because I don't go out much. Yes, I still go see my family, but not as much I want, or it makes me feel like I'm in a bubble that I can't pop out. Like I can't pop out of it. And lately, 6 weeks. 6 weeks that I haven't been really sleeping good. 6 weeks that I would randomly like sleep and then get up and don't want to go back to sleep. Or I would not just sleep. I would stay up until the next day and then go to sleep. And that's really messing with me. And there's days that I feel emotional. There's days that I still feel like, am I a good mother? My doing stuff right? Am I a good wife? Am I this? It's just like all questions in my head that I didn't know that I would think of, but I think of these a lot, and it really, really, really messed with me because I will have some days that I randomly break down at night or anytime during the day that my man is not around. So it'll be like, I don't know if it's just me that's doing that or it's like my hormones is with me more, but it's like I would randomly break down when nobody's around. That's how it feels. I hate it. I hate this feeling. I just hate it. I'm like, I didn't know as a new mom I could go through something like this, but I've been through it and I'm still going through it. It's just I have to find a way how to get out of it, because I'm like, if I have another child and I go through this postpartum depression again, it's not going to be good. And I don't want to go into like a deep part of it, because I'm like, I don't want to harm myself. I don't want to do none of that, because in the past I did went through depression, and that was because it was cause of my father dying. So my father dying really put me in the darkest place. I would have anger problems, fight, and just solve things out of anger when it wasn't right, but I did. And this postpartum depression, I kind of knew like some depression symptoms of it, because it would just give you dark clouds. You think of dark things. You don't want to be with your partner. So it'd be somewhat messing some people's relationship up. Because that person that you're with is going to feel like you don't want to be around them. But it's not that. It's just this thing is really getting to me. But yeah, by it getting like to me, it's like making me feel distant, making me feel alone when I'm not alone. I have someone around me, but it still makes me feel like I'm alone. Let's go back to when I was in my mama's house. When I was in my mama's house, it was quite tough for me because I was doing it alone. I was taking care of my baby alone. At nighttime, it was me alone because my parents had to go to work and all that. So I felt like it was a lot. I felt so overwhelmed of everything happening. I didn't talk about it. I only talk about it to my doctor, and he was like, I'm gonna give medicines. It could help. I said, if it's gonna affect me breastfeeding, then no. He's like, no, it's not. I'm like, I don't know. I didn't take those medicines, and he told me a few ways of like how to try to handle it is talking about it, talk about it to someone, going outside, get some air, dressing up, looking good.